What is bioenergetics? Now, most of us have heard of biochemistry, and obviously we're very used to understanding what that is, but it's basically all about the chemicals that work in our system, and most of big pharma, even most of nutritional functional medicine is really based on biochemistry. We give this supplement, this vitamin, this IV, this drug, etc., and is meant to have a healing effect, or perhaps not. It may have a hormetic effect, or it might be toxic. And then we've got basically bioenergetics, which isn't about chemistry. It's really in its name. It's about energetics, or its official name is the study of energy in living systems. And which is more important, and why does bioenergetics matter? Really, to understand that, we might as well just go back to university, where we've got really three departments. We've got the biology department, the chemistry department, and over here, physics. And as I say, when we're really looking at biology in the body, unfortunately, I say most in medicine are basically just assuming everything comes from chemistry and they're ignoring the physics. So knowing that we're basically ignoring physics in medicine, let's just jump to the chemistry department. And what determines, what are the fundamental forces behind a chemical reaction? Why does a molecule decide to do something? What guides it? What are those fundamental rules? Now, to work out that, how really why molecules are formed, atoms are formed, we end up in physics. And so you can basically sort of see this pyramid where you've got physics at the top, then then chemistry department, and then you've generally got biology department underneath that. Whereas ultimately the most fundamental thing is physics. And let's just get into physics for a little bit. Not that most people are that familiar with the rules of physics, but within physics, what are we really talking about? Well, what we're really talking about is the study of energy in a way, or what are the rules of energy, and how does energy translate into the physical reality that we have? And there's many physics theories which we won't get too far into, but there's a very simple, famous equation that really says how energy is equivalent to matter, which is E equals mc squared, which is Einstein's equation. Einstein said another pretty unifying type thing, which was basically the field is the sole governing force of the particle. Basically, in other words, without a field, there really is no particle, and it's really the field that keeps everything in place. And there's many quantum physics theories which we could go down a number of rabbit holes, but basically, pretty much all of them conclude that really matter isn't really there, that it's really governed by fields, and these fields are controlling energy. And so that's where it gets interesting as far as bioenergetics is concerned, and which obviously bioenergetics is this really the study of energy in living systems. Um, if it's fields that are controlling energy, then obviously from a point of bioenergetics point of view, when we're looking at the field of biology, what matters is how do fields influence us? How, and more specifically, how do fields influence health? And then it gets even a little bit more fundamental than that, because what are fields? If you've got energy, let's say energy could be quite raw. If all we have is energy and it was very chaotic, it would be highly entropic, and nothing would have form. So how do we get structure, and how do we have form to that energy? Through information, which is similar to saying fields really, but basically information fields, basically have information structured energy, really gives us our reality. And in the case of health, from bioenergetics point of view, what matters the most is information, as optimizing the information, because if you can optimize information, you can optimize these fields, you can optimize the structure of things and how energy is, and then actually just the raw energy itself. And how we put it is basically the exchange of energy within living systems, breathing in oxygen, breathing out carbon dioxide as an exchange of energy, eating food, excreting food. We don't want to talk about that, but that's another exchange of energy, grounding, sunlight, all these things, moving around, etc., etc. They're all great exchanges of energy, and the magic of bioenergetics really, and what Nest does is if you add structure to that, if you add information to that, if you start directing the energy, you just get these incredible health benefits. So basically, bioenergetics, to sum it up, is the study, detection, and correction of energy in living systems. And how we do that is through optimizing your information and through charging up your body battery through basically exchanging energy.